up? This is Ben with Epic Guitar Instruction, bringing you a song lesson today. And we're going to take a look at a tune by the great Bill Withers. So many great songs, and this is just a fun one to jam on. It gets called a lot in jam sessions. It's fun if you got a looper pedal or a buddy. There's just all kinds of fun ways to kind of groove out to this tune. So I thought we'd bring a song lesson to you and take a look at some of the parts. So the first part that I want to go over is just the main rhythm guitar figure. And this has some kind of neat chords to it, and you can kind of just bring your own groove and rhythm to it and play with it, which is why I like this song so much. So 2-chord vamp, which is nice, and we're going to start out here with an E minor 7. This is kind of a different fingering for an E minor 7. I want to point out specifically what these notes are. This is 7th fret on the 5th string. That's an E. Now we're going to jump a string and grab the 7th fret on the 3rd string. This is a D. Finally, we're going to grab the 8th fret 2nd string, which is a G. And with your fretting hand, you want to try to deaden all the other strings so that you can have a wide strumming radius here. And that's kind of where the funk of the part comes from. So I'm strumming all the strings, but I'm only intentionally hearing the 3 that I'm holding down. And what you can do is relax off of that, and you get this percussive sound. So in doing that, if you keep a steady pulse with the right hand, you can create interesting rhythms by depressing the note and then relaxing off of the fretboard. And if you want to catch this open 6th string occasionally, you can too. All that takes is some getting used to of where your finger is making contact with the string here. So if you give it a little bit of space, it'll ring out. And if you touch it, it's going to deaden it. And this is a really nice thing that you can do rhythm-wise with this chord. Sky's the limit. It's a great jam tune, so once you kind of get into the basic flow of it, you can adjust it and make it your own. Now, I mentioned it's a 2-chord vamp. The nice thing is we're going to take this same shape and we're just going to airlift it to a different spot on our fretboard, and it becomes an A7. So essentially I took that same shape here where I have a note, skip a string, same fret, and then next string over 1 fret. It's the exact same finger pattern, but I'm just starting from the 6th string now instead of the 5th string. Okay, so we can visualize that. Here was our first chord. Here's our second shape. And again, same principles apply here. You just bring some rhythm and some muting to the pattern, and you'll kind of get into a flow or a groove with it. You know, sometimes I'll hit them a little bit harder for emphasis. So now, if you have 2 people playing that, you can have one person keep that groove going, or you could drop it into a looper pedal like this. So that'll continue to play for us. And now, stop that for a moment. We're going to take a look at, there's a great clavinet part, really great funk 70s keyboard sort of sound. And we're going to take a look at the line that the clav plays and adapt it for guitar. It's a great little riff that fits really well with that rhythm part. So to do this, I'm going to bring in a little bit of gain to my tone and use a wah pedal. And I'm going to play up here in this neighborhood, 5th fret of the 5th string, and we're going to work kind of pentatonically over here. So that's a good little groove to get into to start here. Just try to get into that flow. Now the change occurs when I come to the 4th fret of the 4th string. The change occurs when I come into the 4th fret of the 5th string. When I land on this note, that's at the exact same time when the A chord happens. So this is sort of your turn signal to the A chord, if you will. And to start out with our groove here, you can just hit that note once and hit the 7th fret note once. And we'll use that as our foundation. And then we'll play with it a little bit. So we have... You see how that fits together? Now we can do some things to embellish and play with this idea a little bit. Add some notes, change some notes, and so on. One idea that we hear from the tune is something similar to this. Little run up there before we start over our pattern. And that is the 2nd fret, 5th string, 3rd fret, and 4th fret. We just play them all right in a row. Here's how it sounds over the groove. Another variation. So let's take a look at that one. Instead of just going from the 4th fret to the 7th fret, I'm going to go... That's 4th fret, 4th string, slid up a half step, and then resolve it here at the 7th fret. So that variation. That one works out well too. So these are all things, once you get into a flow, you can start to vary and change. That's what makes this such a great jam tune. And another thing we can try out is harmonizing that main idea. So I'm going to drop this into the looper and then we'll talk about how to harmonize that little lick here. So there we have a harmony part, a third higher of that main clav riff. And let's take a look at that. So now we're going to start at the 4th fret of the 4th string. And we're going to hammer up just a half step here. So that's 4th fret, 5th fret, 4th fret on the next string. And then we come to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And then up to the 5th fret. The timing should match pretty much note for note with the original riff, and that's kind of how that works out. And once we have these things kind of locked into our looper pedal, or we're in our jam situation, and that's kind of established, then we can have fun. We open up for solos, that kind of stuff. Once you have that groove established, then you can go to town, open it up for solos, you know, use your blues scales in the key of E, that kind of thing. And hey, by the way, if you want to learn more about soloing in this style, blues scales all over the neck, at Epic Guitar Instruction, we put together a separate video lesson. All you have to do is click on the link that you see below. We'll send you that free video lesson and an ebook so you can kind of get into the soloing side of this even more. Once again, just click on the link. We'll send that to you. But yeah, you can open this up and it ends up being a lot of fun and a lot of variations. Like I said, it's a great jam tune. Bill Withers, such a great songwriter. A lot of great tunes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. My name is Ben for Epic Guitar Instruction. Want to say thanks for checking it out. Give us a thumbs up if you dug the lesson. Leave us a comment below. Subscribe, and we'll tell you when we upload new lessons. And I want to say thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.